Hi guys, I last month introduced Lenormand readings for February, March, and this month I'm going to do March and April for Gypsy. Some believe that Gypsy cards are actually the evolution of Lenormand cards. There are actually 52 cards in a deck versus 36 in regular Lenormand deck. So I'm going to do the grand tableau with all the cards on the table, where it's going to give us a whole bunch of situation and kind of possibilities. And it could be your story. It doesn't have to be your story because the energies are here from everybody who are actually viewing. So just keep in mind that the cards have their individual meanings, but interpretation of the cards in this big spread requires a deep understanding of how adjacent or associated cards influence the interpretation. Also, guys, take advantage of the two promotions, annual Taroscopes and right now it's a great time. They're right now on sale, so you're getting one sign for $10 and all signs for 20, so you can check somebody else, or you can check your ascendant and Venus sign and Mars sign. So this is a great opportunity. But the best part of my special is my speed up promotion, so you are not waiting 3 weeks anymore for the readings. So I'm actually upgrading whatever the term was before, so 3 weeks is now 1 week, so becoming a rush reading, and the rush reading, which was week, is now 3 days. And if you really want an urgent reading, you're going to get it within 24 hours, and if you're North America, most likely the same day. So guys, check my website www.cattarot.ca for more information. You can also find me on Instagram and on Facebook, where I actually also publish daily Taroscopes. So let's jump in. Hi Gemini, and welcome to your March-April Gypsy spread. So in Gypsy card, oracle cards, as I said, it's evolution from Lenormand, most likely. But I kind of like sometimes see that as completely two different kind of like stories. Lenormand gives me lay of the land, what's going on, and Gypsy gives me emotions and everything that's going on, who thinks what, etc. So let's see. This is a general reading, guys. It might not be applicable to you whatsoever, and might everything be basically your situation. So don't fret. Like, I mean, when I do personal reading, it is much different. Also, in the general reading, the significators can be both male and female. So let me show you the significators in general. Would be sweetheart, would be lover, lover boy. Then we should have the wife over here, and the Lord, and the Lord is hiding in here. We have some other basically people over here, like the merchant, like enemy and foe, and let's talk about them if needed, right? So right off the bat, there is a reunion card, the very first one. Mercury retrograde, everybody. You know, all these pesky exes are coming up from the woodwork. I just want you to understand that you might not be the only one you approached, because look at this. We have the sweetheart here, and we have the lover here. And we have another young woman here, and we have a friend here, we have somebody waiting who is a secret, we have the third party situation. Even for the ladies who have lady relationships, it is happening here. Maybe wondering if it's false, if it's not false, is it somebody still with somebody else? Oh boy, I just finished Taurus reading, and I was like, guys, is this debauchery? What's going on? And you're like basically Gypsy scope. Let's call it Gypsy scope. But here it's kind of like different situation to a point. I still see that literally it's going to be interesting situation where it's going to be really difficult to trust anyone. And it's kind of weird. The person who you will not trust whatsoever might be the person you can trust, and vice versa. Okay, so this generally significates you can tell I was sick and I actually am talking too much. Single ladies, look, the third party, something secretive here happening, somebody waiting for somebody. This could be some kind of like long distance relationship, and it could be a long distance relationship with somebody who is actually involved. It's somebody who's going through something throughout their life that could be a little bit, you know, unfortunate, like they have this misfortune and something not serving them. Maybe this also could mean that they are going to kind of bail out from this relationship in the future. It definitely, I see in every cluster, additional person, if not more than that. For some of you, your life really turned upside down. It's kind of like, it looks like you have been cut out from any conversation, and like if you can really harm Gemini, well, that's the way to go, because you guys really like your chattiness, and it's not only just to say things. Like most people observe us air signs and just like see us and blabby mouths. The truth is we actually, and I don't have to agree with this, it's just like my you know, little opinion, my 2 cents. We actually do have something to say, and sometimes we say it in a kind of really funny way, not to kind of look obnoxious, as we kind of like sort people, air people can be. But in this case, I kind of see that you have been sort of like blocked off, and that kind of like really feels almost scary, because it almost like was the last thing on your mind that you want to accomplish. You just simply wanted to kind of have progress, have things happening back and forth. It is kind of really interesting with all these people. Look at here, we have joyfulness and we have reunion. Definitely, you know, this rain wind, some of you will go back. Some of you will have that reunion you really want. Especially those of you who probably maybe have a friend who is trying to put you together, or those of you who probably have a child together. But it's not going to be without a glitch. It will have issues, and if these issues are not addressed as they should be, because you do have an old woman here and you have a doctor. When I see an old woman here, I see somebody who's been through quite a bit in life and who is not sweating the small stuff anymore. I also see a counselor seeing like consolation and saying, okay, let's kind of like make a lemonade out of those lemons being served on you. Because look at this. There is like this young woman next to this man, but this young woman is also possibly involved with this one, or it is the daughter of this guy over here, right? Now this guy is connected with this person who is somehow waiting for him, but also maybe has somebody else in mind. You see those six degrees of separation? It's like holy moly, whole bunch of things. So no wonder for some it's going to be a disaster. All I'm saying here, guys, if you think that it is the happy ending, somebody came back to you, do not relax, do not overly relax, because right after that, right after this joyfulness and happiness, somebody is going right back to their old ways, whatever this is. Either they are like overly physically oriented and they just want sex all the time, and when it comes time to kind of talk about something serious, off they go. And look at here, you have the priest and you have melancholy together. This kind of like definitely talks about turbulence, and this definitely talks about turbulence with money. It is realization that, hey, maybe this is not what I wanted, this is not the direction I want to take. And look, we have the marriage reversed, and death, relationships finishing, the intimacy is finishing, and some of you might really end up in therapy. And why not? If the friends don't want to listen to you, well, let's get paid help over here. So I think the core issues that many of you will have in common is, and it's kind of, look, it's kind of really interesting. You have reunion. Let me see if I can zoom it in so you can see this better. Let me even try to do some tricks over here with my camera. I don't know if that's going to help you, probably a little bit. Because look at here, you have reunion, then you have joyfulness. They're like dancing in the street, right? Lover, lovely, right? But then you have the priest, the wedding, and the prison reversed. Prison reverse is getting out of prison, getting out of relationship, getting out of jail. I don't care about the past anymore. The child is reversed. The death card over here. End of the intimacy, end of the hope. Look at this. It's the same person. It's rotating over the same person. So guys, this is the key. The doctor, and here is the Lord. So if there is somebody who you're involved with somebody with whom you possibly integrated your finances, with somebody with whom you have a child, the counseling is the key over here. Actually, it's going to help. It looks like that's going to be only way out of the situation. Possibly even some of you might feel that you're depressed, you have a doctor, and then also have melancholy. So some of you will take it to kind of like a much higher degree, and others, well, so you might need to be medicated. Others will be able just to simply shrug it off, but not to say that they're not being impacted with all of that, because it looks like there are other people who are in this kind of cluster who are also basically affected with the entire situation. Now we have these people kind of almost like clustered over here. It's like that sort of like cohort where almost looks like everybody's doing everybody. Of course, that's not the case. It could be just simply that people are having their own second chances and plan Bs and dealing with emotions in their own way. I definitely see a very strong connection with people who are living together. They're having possibly children together, and they're going through pretty turbulent time at this stage. Old woman and thought, like things have to be resurfaced. Like some of you feel that this person, look at this, you have the fortune reversed, which is misfortune, and then you have misfortune. Lovely, huh? And then lack of loyalty. It is all of a sudden like the gates of hell opened over here. But then the sun shows up. Then there is this person who will either, as I said, this is a counselor, or it could be even something like this reading that makes you think, and you're just going to scratch your head and hold your head. You're going to say, okay, wait a minute, this kind of sounds like me. What is that I'm missing in the situation? What is it I need? What kind of journey I really want to travel? Is this really only black or white? I'm just with this person or not with this person? Do I really have to get to that point where I'm losing faith? Or can I resolve this differently? Right? Because there is definitely feeling of loss, right? Whenever you go through counseling, whenever you go through some kind of negotiation, of course, there are issues over here. But I really think that there is like a sense of stabilization, of at the very least understanding what is going on, right? Some of you, however, are really going to refuse to go through this process. I do have to say that. And those of you who refuse are going to be like those air signs, those Geminis who are saying, again, that's going to be your partner as well, going to say, look, it's just like not worth it. I just can't see myself building anything with you. I can't see myself going through the situation where you're cheating, where, you know, I have to talk about this other people, because I should be your confidant. I should be your person. You should be coming home to me. You cried on my shoulder so many times. I was there for you, and this is how you basically return back to me. That doesn't work for me, dude. Or lady, I am really sorry, I don't understand. How could you not understand how much this is hurting me? So that is going to be just the ending. And it's going to be, I would say, the ladies who will be putting that final decision on the paper. It's going to be you who will decide, do I want to go in therapy? Do I want to reunite? Do I really want to talk about it? Do I not want to talk about it? So it's going to be really interesting, but you're going to kind of walk out from this 2-month period with a sense of bittersweet, where you're going to feel on one hand that, holy smoke, why do I have to go through this? How do I get what A has or B has or C has? How do I get there? Without understanding they have their own cross to bear. So, but also going to understand that you've been through a lot and that you somehow move forward. Like I said in my tarot reading, Karma said that you guys finished the cycle and finished with flying colors. This is not an easy situation, and life has cycles. And I really think you guys, being the brainy sign, you are not simply going with black and white. You're really trying to turn every stone. That's what I say when I counsel couples. I said, listen, it's very easy to break up a relationship. And sure enough, if it's a second, first, third date, something, that's one story. But if you are with somebody you have been so for many years, then there are layers and layers and layers, and those layers have to be undone in order to see which part is festered. And looks like most of you will turn every stone in the situation. So it is going to be very, very interesting. As I said, the singles might end up not being singles. The people who are couples who are trying to reunite may go through kind of turbulence, and it's really going to depend on the lady in the relationship to which direction you take. So, my dear Gemini, again, this is just a general reading, and this doesn't have to be your situation whatsoever. And that's why you should just ask me for a private reading, and then the energy is only yours. So thank you so much, and please, if you haven't subscribed, I would appreciate that, and thumbs up or down if you really don't like what you hear. But at least for thumbs down, wait for this entire period to finish so you can tell me for sure like why you're not agreeing. And lastly, comments are awesome, and I would like to know what is all going on and what are these complex situations. So until the next time, Gemini, I love you. I'm looking forward to hear back from you. Bye.